Hi there, Rabbi. Once again, I come to the Mount seeking guidance.
And here I am at the foot of Mount Sinai. And last time we did the introduction or prelude.
To a new series that will last about 10 episodes long, but who knows where things go, on the 10 Commandments. And in true late night television fashion, we are going to start with number 10. Thou shalt not covet. And here we fill in the blank because depending upon the denomination that you adhere to, it's you cannot covet your neighbor's goods, you cannot covet your neighbor's wife, you cannot covet your neighbor's goat, you cannot covet your neighbor's wife's goat, or whatever it is you want to covet that you should not to covet.
Now, we don't want to make the mistake of thinking that coveting is limited to what that denomination may or may not list, because depending on who's putting the together and taking it from the Torah, they may want to include these. These are just examples to get us thinking. It's not a exclusive list. Well, I covet my neighbor's John Deere tractor. It's not on the list, so it's okay. That's we're not going to look at the examples. It's this idea of wanting something to the point of distraction, to the point of compulsive behavior, to the point of where we may actually be destroying or harming ourselves or harming someone else.
Right, because it's not just about being jealous of your neighbor's John Deere tractor, but going over in the middle of the night and hot wiring it and driving it over into your barn before he finds out in the morning. Despite the fact that you know sooner or later he's going to see you out there in the field and his initials are going to be written on the side.
And it may not be a matter of stealing, because stealing is one of the commandments. It's I can't, well, I could afford a John Deere, but my budget, if I buy the John Deere, something else will suffer in the budget. And I think we're going to save the actual taking of the neighbor's property for the commandment, thou shalt not steal, and take a look at what coveting does to us, to our lives, to the point where we start spending money on things that we can't afford or shouldn't be spending money on, don't need to spend money on, and something else suffers in the process. And I think that's why God commands us not to covet, because it's harmful for us. And if the object turns out to be a human being or an animal, the person who has a relationship with that other person or animal will be hurt by my interfering in their life, by my destroying a family, possibly, because I covet something someone else has.
So, how do we distinguish between envy, which is not an admirable trait in itself, and coveting?
You know, I I have something really, really simple. One can admire a beautiful work of art. One can admire an attractive human being. One can admire an attractive horse without needing to own it. And I think that's the line, Joe, is coveting means I want to own it or possess it, as opposed to enjoying the beauty of it, being able to appreciate the art, being able to appreciate someone's physique or someone's skill in sports. All of these things I can admire, but once I want to possess them, have them, particularly if I want to hurt the other person or exclude them, that's coveting. And that's the line, is going to a museum, going to a gym, walking down the street, and being able to admire things and not finding the need to have it or own it to the point where it becomes self-destructive, harmful, maybe not destructive, but very harmful.
Well, one thing I know that's a line I'm not willing to cross, it's cutting myself off from your good advice, Rabbi. I stand in line every week waiting to hear your wisdom. Thank you as always.
Just as a reminder, there's nothing wrong with appreciating beauty around us, appreciating machines, appreciating lots of things. But one can appreciate without wanting to possess or own. And that's why the commandment, thou shalt not covet.